Hello everybody and welcome to the third video in our series of videos on the Industrial Revolution. As always, we begin with our learning outcomes, so by the end of this presentation you guys should know the dangers and the conditions of mining during the Industrial Revolution. Second, you guys should know how improvements in iron occurred and how it impacted the Industrial Revolution. And finally, you guys should know a fact about each of the four major areas of the Transport Revolution. We have already looked at why the revolution began in England and how inventions helped bring about a revolution in the textile industry. This was improved with the advances of the steam engine and the growth of factories, and today we will be looking at another revolution inspired by the steam engine, the transport revolution. Two other things that helped to inspire the transport revolution and made the steam engine possible were the production of coal and iron. Britain had large access to coal with many mines around the country, but life and work in these mines were hellish. Gas explosions, flooding and rockfalls were common, killing miners or maiming them. Canaries were brought down to act as early signal signs that gas was leaking, and if the canary died, they would evacuate. They also used a new invention called the Davy lamp, which was a safety lamp that reduced explosions. Children were also employed in the mines, with some of the youngest ones being 6 and 7, and they worked as trappers, where they would sit in darkness for 12 hours a day, opening the trap doors. Slightly older children would push the mine carts through the small spaces also. As you see here is a trapper there, and there would be the slightly older children pushing the mine carts up towards the trap door. Diseases like black lung were also common, which severely reduced the person's life expectancy. So the conditions, as I said, were really horrific. The widespread use of coal also led to an increased production in the use of iron. In 1709, a man called Abraham Darby improved the smelting technique by producing a fuel called coke, which made iron smelting a lot cheaper. In 1784, another advancement was made in the production of iron when Henry Court improved the quality of the iron being produced and reduced the cost by using the puddling and rolling technique, where they would stir the melted iron in a puddle and then roll it out. In 1856, another massive breakthrough happened when Henry Bessemer invented a converter which turned iron into a more flexible, higher quality metal, which we know as steel. Some of the advantages of the steel was it didn't rust as easy. It could be sharpened a lot easier into utensils like knives and stuff like that, and it cost less to make than iron. These advances led to four areas of transportation that were revolutionized. The first were the roads. So due to the increase in the need to transport coal and other heavy goods, there was a need to improve the infrastructure, the road infrastructure. In 1663, England had brought in turnpike trusts who were in charge of maintaining certain roads, but you would have to pay a toll to use them. These roads were essentially dirt tracks. However, Thomas Telford designed new roads in 1803 that were smoother and more hard-wearing. More advances came in the early 1800s when John Macadam improved the roads further using crushed stones and ditches to give better drainage so roads didn't become muddy and not unusable when it rained. Massive amounts of roads were built at this time. Around 225,000 kilometres of roads were built by 1830, which was just a massive infrastructure change. The next area that we're going to look at is canals. In 1758, James Brindley built the Worsley to Manchester Canal for the Duke of Bridgewater, and that is why it is known as the Bridgewater Canal. It transported coal directly from the mines in Worsley to Manchester, which again massively reduced transport costs and therefore the price of coal. By 1790, canal mania took place, with over 6,500 kilometres of canals being built by 1840. However, these canals were to be replaced by a new invention, the railways. In 1804, Richard Trevithick used Watt's steam engine design to power a wheeled carriage called the locomotive along iron tracks. more advancements came in 1830 when George Stephenson built a locomotive called the Rocket, which could reach speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. This type of transportation was cheaper and faster than anything else, which helped not only the coal and the iron industries, but also the textile and agricultural industries also. The last advance we will look at is in ships. Again, the steam engine brought advances in shipping, as iron ships now powered by steam engines replaced the wooden ships which had been driven by sails. In 1858, Isambard Kingdom Brunel created the Great Eastern Steamship, which was the first large steam-powered iron ship capable of carrying large amounts of passengers across the Atlantic. So that brings us to the end of our presentation. So you guys should now know the dangers and conditions of mining during the Industrial Revolution. You guys should know how improvements in iron occurred and how it impacted the Industrial Revolution. And finally, you guys should know a fact about each of the 4 major areas of the transport revolution. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys got something good from this video.